pandemic. He has put the entire world on his back. He is a servant leader of leaders, one of the most iconic living individuals this world has ever yet to see. And our featured trainer for today, Mr. Duey Saxton. Big up yourself!
God, I'm a Dan. God, I'm a boss. God is my general. Every time I come on a call like this, I always pray and I ask him to guide my words, like help me to impact somebody. And also I always give him credit because he deserves it. I know he's the only reason why I'm even on this call right now. And guys, being on this webinar, for me, this is like a dream come true. And I am so honored, I'm so privileged, I'm so grateful to be on here. And definitely have to start by saying thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Marcus Seda. Thank you, Troy Brown. Thank you, Delicia Powell. Thank you, Ketchup. I know the flyer says Duey Saxton. I know the website said Duey Saxton. We really should have said the representative from Ketchup because I'm getting recognized because of all the work that you guys are doing. So I love you. Thank you so much. World Ventures Jamaica. We're there. Big up on yourself. Thank you so much as well. The whole Caribbean, I'm here representing for you. I know it's one big team. So if you're a part of World Ventures, if you spend money investing in yourself to be a part of, as Darren Walker would say, this iconic event, I'm here representing for you as well. Thank you so much. Now guys, every trainer on the flyer is $1 million income earner. And then you have a youth from Jamaica. And some of you guys probably say, well, he must make $1 million. He's on the flyer. Well, thank you. I receive it. And technically, I am Jamaican. If you know the exchange rate, I am actually a multi-million Jamaican dollar earner with the company. So I kind of fit in with this group. I'm definitely keeping this group right here. And for those who don't know me yet, my name is Duey Saxton. I'm from Savlamar, Jamaica. A lot of my friends call me Popcorn or Poppy. We've been popping a lot of ranks. Some people call me Mr. Hines because I definitely sell ketchup. I'm from the music industry. They used to call me Fudgy Springer. And you know, guys, I get excited when I see a crowd. They used to say, I'm excited. So I saw World Ventures in 2015. A friend of mine, I remember I was driving one day, a friend of mine called me and said, Dewey, I want to send you a video. But I'm not going to send the video until you can watch it. I said, bro, I'm driving. I can't watch the video right now. Call me back. He called me the next day and he said, Dewey, are you ready? I said, you know what, bro? I'm kind of busy. And to be honest, if it's any type of network marketing, I'm really not interested. He never called me back. And the lesson I learned from that is don't give up on somebody until they actually see information. Well, anyways, I think I was meant for this because about 2 weeks later, a friend of mine from Jamaica, old classmate, I haven't seen her in like 10 years. Her name was Trisha Bennett. She called me out of the blue and she said, Dewey, have you ever heard of World Ventures? She did it wrong, by the way. I was like, nah, what's that? She said, you travel enough when you need this. I was like, okay. And she sent me a website, vacationsooner.com. I remember, guys, I went and watched that site, and the first time I saw the video, I knew I was going to do it. I think I watched the video maybe 8, 9 times the first day. She tried to close me, but you can't close a closer, so I closed her. I told her, listen, I'm coming to Jamaica next week. I'll come to the meeting, I'll sign up. I used to go to Jamaica pretty often. I did a lot of business in Jamaica. I remember going to that meeting, and I saw this gentleman in front of the room, and he said that he was a fireman for 16 years. And 4 months after seeing this concept, he walked away from his job. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a very confident person. So I'm looking at this dude. I would say to my cousin, like, this guy, he don't seem that sharp to me. So if he did that, sign me up. I don't need to see a presentation. If he did that, I'm gonna kill this thing. So I locked my spot that day. I was in Jamaica on business for 5 days, music business. I didn't look at World Ventures at all. I came back home to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I decided to start sharing information. One thing that I think was a benefit for me, see, I did not know that you were supposed to get any help. So I didn't expect any help. I figured I got a video, all I gotta do is just show people the video. It seemed pretty simple to me. Anyways, I remember calling my brother. He was in Iraq at the time. I sent him the video. He called me back, like, yo, $69 crows. I said, yes, yo. He said, okay, I get paid on Friday. I'm in on Friday. I was like, cool. I went to see Wager Taylor. She's a senior rep on my team. I showed her the video as well. She said something similar. She's getting some money in the week and she'll be in then. I went to see my sister. But guys, I don't know how I knew how to do this, I went to see my sister. I was like, yo, Nicole, they'll come in Friday. Wager coming in Friday. You locking now. They're on your team. What's up? And she joined, and that's how I got my first 3. I went back to Jamaica the following week, and they had travel parties and stuff in Jamaica. So I invited some friends to a travel party, and that's how I got my first 6. I remember coming home from Jamaica. I was like, yo, I want to do it like how they do in Jamaica, because they did PowerPoints and stuff like that. And again, I didn't know that I was supposed to get help from anybody. My sponsor didn't know much. So I created a PowerPoint. My very first presentation with a PowerPoint, I made it from scratch. And it was so terrible. If I could have left, I probably would have. But you know, I kept doing it. I kept doing it. I kept doing it. I'm pretty good right now. I heard about the training. I'm the person that no upline has ever promoted training to me. I heard about the training coming up in Kansas City, Missouri. And I don't know, it seemed like common sense. I figured if I'm a part of this thing, I want to get good and there's a training, maybe I should go. So I went and I was blown away. I did not expect to see 12,000 people from all over the world in Kansas City, Missouri, representing for World Ventures. And 2 things happened at that event that changed the game for me. And it wasn't even the training. I don't remember what they trained on. 2 things happened. I remember on break one time, I was going to the restroom. And I heard somebody say, "Fudgy Springer." I'm saying to myself, I'm in Kansas City, Missouri. Nobody know me here. When I looked, it was somebody I knew that he's from Connecticut. He was a DJ. I was like, "Bro, what you doing here?" He's like, "Yo, my wife's getting recognized as a regional marketing director." So I got to see somebody who I knew personally winning at a high level. Another thing that happened, I met a kid in Jamaica one time. They told me he was making over $100,000 a year, US. I didn't believe it. I thought he was making some money, but they padded the numbers to get people to sign up. I guess it's a Jamaican skeptic in me. But at that event, I saw the company give him a ring that signified that he made over $100,000 US in a 12-month period. Now, for you guys who do not know, $1 US is like 150 Jamaican dollars. So do the math. After I saw that out, nobody could tell me nothing. And you know, going into that event that weekend, I had 11 people on my team already. Over the next 2 months, my team grew to well over 200 people. And I created that to the event, so I've never ever missed an event ever since. Now, it was going pretty good, it was going pretty great. And then in June of that year, some articles hit. See, in Jamaica, about 4 or 5 newspaper articles back to back saying World Ventures was a scam, World Ventures was this, World Ventures was that. And to compound with that, the young lady who brought World Ventures to Jamaica, she jumped ship to another company. And then she started targeting our people to come to that company. She got a few key leaders from my team, and long story short, everybody left. We went down to 3 people in Jamaica. Arlene Samuels, who's a 3-star rep right now. Opia Plummer, she's a director. Sandria Lou, she's one of our new marketing directors. Now, at that point, it may seem to you guys hear me that I had a decision to make. Do I go with the people that were telling me that we're going to win and not quit, who quit and move to something else? Or do I continue this journey? Well, see, guys, that wasn't the case. I had made that decision at that event that I went to. So if you're hearing my voice right now, you haven't made a decision already, make that decision now, because your test will come. And if a test comes before you make the decision, you're out of the game. So make the decision right now that you're going to win right here. We pushed forward. We still hit director in about 7 months after that. And we were stuck at director for about 2 years. We hit marketing director last March 2019. And I was excited because I had a lot of momentum going on. And I remember that summer, my wife and I were supposed to go to Dubai for her birthday. But I wanted to hit RMD. I wanted to actually train at the RTE. So my wife, Angie, big up herself, I love you. She actually sacrificed that Dubai trip. And she said, babe, go to Jamaica. That's where the fire is at. Go to Jamaica and work. Just go get RMD done. So I went to Jamaica with the intention of wrapping up R&D. That was my plans. But see, I didn't realize that sometimes you have plans, but God has other plans for you. See, the reason I was sent to Jamaica was the same thing that happened in 2015 was about to happen again. And I'm that one person where I'm good with every leader in Jamaica. We have a pretty good relationship. So I'm somebody that could galvanize everybody in the event anything crazy happened. And just to kind of give you a synopsis of what happened. Right now, based on how the organization was set up, the closest active rep upline to me right now is Matt Morris. prior to me going to Jamaica last year, there was like 5 or 6 iron duties between me and Matt Morris. So everybody left. All the people that we look up to, all the people that we idolize, they all left and they started talking things about world, saying negative things about World Ventures. We're not going to get paid and we should go over here. But remember, I had made that decision from that first event that I was going to finish this thing. You see, I'm one of those people that I love World Ventures. World Ventures saved my life. If Wayne Nugent called me tomorrow and said, yo, Duey Saxton, it's a wrap, I'd probably say, Wayne, breathe, Wayne, calm down, Wayne, whatever you focus on expansion, man, get some rest, go to sleep, call me tomorrow because I got a presentation to do. I love World Ventures. I'm not going anywhere. I love World Ventures. But anyways, it affected me though, because see, I felt like I lost family. When I love hard. And these were people that I was in the trenches with. These were people who went through 2015 with us and we're still here. And they all left. So mentally, I kind of checked out. I was just kind of going through the motions. I was still doing exposure. I was still coming to events. But I was just going through the motions. Fast forward to right before COVID. Well, the first 2 weeks of COVID. Still pretty much in the same space. Guys, the first 2 weeks of COVID, I was playing FIFA. I was FIFA in and out. I still was doing exposures because I'm in an accountability group. I've always been in an accountability group, so I always do exposures consistently. But my heart, my head wasn't in the game. And I remember going to a Toastmasters meeting. Let me give you some perspective first before I say this. At the beginning of COVID, my lineage, Ketchup's lineage, was right around 400 lineage, give or take. When I checked this morning, the lineage is less than 600 toward close to IMD. So we grew by net about $2,000. I get attrition just like everybody else. And let me tell you what happened, how that came about. I went to a Toastmasters meeting and I remember Wadra Taylor was actually giving a talk and she talked about who you are right now in COVID and who you are coming out of COVID. And she mentioned that it's your decision who you're going to be coming out of COVID. And it's something I heard before, but I think at that time I just needed to hear it. And I remember coming home and, well, I was home, it was Zoom. I remember going to the living room and I went on my knees and I prayed. And I asked God, I was like, just lead me, just tell me what to do and I'll be obedient. I got reminded of a conversation I had with Josh Valentin, IMD, my mentor. And I asked Josh, how do you get to RMD? And Josh said this, he said, to get the marketing director, you need a good team. But to get the regional marketing director, you need a movement. Guys, to be honest, I had no idea what that meant. But I know I need to create a movement. I need to figure this thing out. And I knew to create a movement, I had to create leaders. I had to have leaders on my team. And it's a sorting thing. As you guys know, we're sorting. When we're showing people this information, we're sorting to see who is going to join. And when people join, we're sorting to see who is going to engage, who's going to show somebody, who's going to put somebody in the system. And guys, you have to know the numbers. The numbers are, for every 10 people you put in the system, 2 does something. And when I say do something, I mean signs up at least 1. It's right there, the income disclosure statement. You have to know the numbers. Now, you can either be mad about that, or you can make that your friend. It's crazy when some people say, yo, I signed up 4 people and nothing happening. You don't even have a big enough sample size for us to have a conversation. Put in 6 more, then let's talk. For every 10, 2 do something. But you're still sorting right there. After from those people who are doing something, you're sorting to see who is going to step up and lead. Who is going to be the leader? Who is the person that when they call you to do a presentation and you tell me, yo, I'm not available, they say, all right, don't worry about that, I got it. You're looking for those people. And Eric G says it best, the qualities you're looking for in leaders are people who are credibility with the context, people who are coachable, people who have a burning desire to win, people who are tough, and people who are competitive. Now, actually, I add one more thing. For me, I'm looking for people who are in a relationship with God as well. And those are the people we're looking for. And I also understood that for me to attract those leaders, I had to become a better leader. For years, I've been telling myself that I am the leader that other leaders are looking for. I got that from Matt Morris. I tell myself that every day for years. I realized I was in a space where I have to become that leader that I told myself I was. So I started pouring in John C. Maxwell stuff. I just started listening to 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership over and over and over again. I slept listening to audios. I used to sleep listening to Developing the Leader Within You. I remember one morning, something came to me. It was like an epiphany. Now, I'm sure I've heard this a million times before, but this time when I heard it, I felt like it was God talking to me. John C. Maxwell said, you can love them and not lead them, but you can't lead them and not love them. You have to love them to lead them. It was like a light bulb for me. And when I inspected my situation, I realized I didn't love my people. I mean, I loved a few of them, but I really didn't even know my people. And that came to me as well. I got to know them to love them. So I started thinking, like, what can I do? How can I get to know these guys so I can love these guys, so I can lead these guys? And I remember marketing director Lisa Bailey from out of Canada going in for R&D. She made a suggestion to me. She said, why don't we start morning trainings? And again, it was like a light bulb. I felt like God was talking to me through her. And I thought of Josh Valentin. He had something called the Breakfast Club that he used to do every single day with his guys. And it was something that galvanized the group. So I was like, yo, this can be like our breakfast club. So we started something called Catch Up in the Mornings. And basically like Mondays to Fridays, I'd pour into my guys. It started out me pouring into my guys. Every Monday to Friday, now we have 50, 60, 70 entrepreneurs on a training call. And it started out me just training and pouring into them. Keep in mind, guys, I've been doing this for 5.5 years. I know it's developed to something where I get to build my people. Here's what I mean. Every Wednesday is my director's train. My marketing director's train every week. I sprinkle my senior reps in there. So we're creating a leadership development factory inside the leadership development factory. I'm preparing my marketing directors for training school. When they train school, they're going to dominate because they've been training consistently every single week. I got a chance to introduce people to affirmations. Thank you, Byron Shaw. I have people like, I say my affirmations, I teach them what it is, have people saying affirmations. Now, these are people not even familiar with this type of stuff. Having them do their IMD speech, having them talk about what they're grateful for, understanding that you have to live in the future, you have to experience it out here first before you can have it here. T. Harv Eker says your outer world is not but a reflection of your inner world. So I'm getting new people on the path of personal development and building themselves. Another thing we started something called, we started a culture night. So on Sundays we like karaoke and I think that poetry tomorrow. We do things that as a group just to have fun. We started something called Catch Up Ladies, and I got this from Jared Ojeda. I've casted the vision to some of my female leaders, and they started a group where it's basically women empowering women. Them getting to know each other, planning girl trips. They have a bi-weekly call where a top female in the company comes and pour into them. The residual calls. I've been a part of a lot of residual calls, and for me, I haven't received a lot of value, and I didn't want ours to be like that. So what we did was we put together a call on the 15th where only 3 stars or above can be on the call. And usually I get an IMD to come on the call, but it's very intimate. They get to ask questions. Thank you, Darren Walker. Thank you, Hadiato. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Gooch. And what I do, I promote it to the guys who are not residual earners. I say, yo, you gotta be on the call. You gotta be on the call. I have testimonies from people who are on the calls. And what's been happening is I got people gunning for 3-star rep. Last month on the 15th, we popped 4 3-star reps. The month before that, same thing. This month, I expect the same thing. We just popped a couple days ago. We also have teams within our teams. Because World Ventures, ladies and gentlemen, is something that it checks all the boxes. I want our team to be the exact same thing. I want people to feel like they're a part of something. I want people to feel like they can fit in different areas. So we have a graphics team that does the graphic stuff. We have a fun team that comes up with fun stuff for us to do. We have a promo team that does promo for our events. We have a travel team that comes with travel related ideas. We have a give back team that finds charities and stuff for us to donate to. We have a personal development team. And we do things like we listen to audios every day. We have a catch-up audio every day. Then on our morning calls, we discuss the audio. We read books together. And on Saturdays, we discuss the books. So like I said, we're building people, we're getting people on the path of development. We recognize every single thing. You do a Zoom, we recognize it. You put in one, we recognize it. You jump on and share a testimony, we recognize it. You read a book, we recognize it. Celebrate what you want to duplicate. So we apply that as well. And as far as presentations, we have 3 presentations every single day, 3 Zooms every single day. And I want to talk about the Zooms because our Zooms are a little bit different. First and foremost, we use the webinar feature. And thank you guys for coming up with that $9.99 webinar deal. So when we use the webinars, we separate the reps from the guests because I want to track my business. I want to know how much people we're actually showing this thing. And we also play a lot of music, so we keep it fun. We do co-host, so we go back and forth. Like instead of just myself hosting the call, it's me and somebody else hosting the call, and we go back and we have a lot of fun with it, right? We get stories on the line, so I get big stories on the line. You might come on a Catch Up Nights call, you might see Darren Walker, you might hear from Hadiati, you might hear from June, you might hear from Michelle Grant, you might see Roscoe on there, and usually I promote it to the guys. So if I have Darren Walker coming on the call, I send a message to my team to listen. I indeed Darren Walker is coming on the call. Invite. And I find that they usually bring a lot more people on the calls when I do that. So I do that every single week. And the main thing I do though is that I close on these calls. So end of a call, this is what it's like. Let's say we have 40 guests on the line. The last story just finished. I said, okay, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. You saw the information. You heard from some of the top people. Now I want to hear from each and every one of you. And here's what we want to know. We want to know what is it that you like. You like the travel, you like the money, you like helping people, or is it a combination of all three? Now listen, there's 40 people on the line, and we definitely want to hear from everybody one at a time. But here's the thing. If you're ready to get started, there is a raise your hand button. If you're ready to get started, hit the raise your hand button, and we'll get you to the front of the line and get you out of here. But you know what, we're going to see it on the pot tonight, because tonight, guys, we have a dream giver card, and I put the card in front. Now, this is $100 towards future vacations. And we're going to give a dream giver card to everybody that says yes. You know what, though? We only have 20 cards. The first 20 people that say yes tonight, we're going to give you a dream giver card because you made a decision tonight. And you'll see hands start going up, hands going up, hands going up, hands going up. It's great. Everybody needs to see this. and it's easy. And so I said, okay, so, Darren, I see your hand up. Is it ready to get started, right? You say, yes. Oh, Troy, I see you got your hand up. Ready to get started, right? Yes. Oh, Byron, you got your hand up. Ready to get started, right? Yes. So you get people saying, yes. Yes, 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 yes. And if you're familiar with Socratic selling, if somebody keeps saying yes, they have a tendency to continue saying yes. It's the same if somebody keeps hearing yes, they have a tendency to say yes. So even when I get to the guys who didn't raise their hands, everybody says yes. 95% of the people on these calls say yes. So my guys have a lot of confidence in what we're doing. And that's why we've gone by over 2,000 people. That's why since April 22nd, we popped 42 three-star reps, 22 senior reps, 7 directors, 4 MDs, actually popped a 3-star last night. So 76 rank advancements since April 22nd. Now, I don't want anybody to be impressed. I don't want anybody to be impressed by me. It's not impressive. It's work. It's because we put in the work. See, this is network marketing. A lot of you guys forget about the work part. How do you create momentum? From physics class, they tell you, listen, it's mass times velocity. Mass times velocity. Show a lot of people fast. That's all you have to do. Show a lot of people fast. A lot of people in the business, when you're doing presentations, you act like you want to be a motivational speaker when you're sharing information. We had motivational speakers. They jumped. They wasn't loyal. You don't want to be that. Simplify what you're doing and show more people fast. So this is what happened for us for the last 14 days. And this last 14 days was a slow 14 days for us. In the past 7 days, we did 520 exposures from 3 presentations. 7 days before that, we did 439 exposures from 2 presentations. So in the last 14 days, from 3 presentations, I guess you can say 2.5, we did 955 exposures. That's 68.5 exposures from 3 presentations. And that's not talking about what my leaders do. I didn't tell you what my directors do. I didn't tell you what my marketing directors do. I don't tell you what I do individually outside of these things. So you just have to learn to make the numbers your friend. We learn to make the numbers our friend. And that's why we've been having the results. It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. That's all it is. You have to make sure you make the numbers your friend and show a lot of people. And that's exactly what we've been doing. Now, I know some people are saying, but you get Rascal to come on the call sometime. June comes on your calls. And Darren comes on your calls. You think they come on my calls because I'm cute? Marcus Ellis says, spend time where you deserve, not where you need it. And this has been my philosophy from day one, and you should write this down. This should be your philosophy as well. Work so hard that they can't ignore you. Let me say it again. Work so hard that they can't ignore you. And that's what we've been doing. That's exactly what we've been doing. And to people in America, let me say this, man. You guys are comfortable. You guys are comfortable because you get the stimulus checks and you get the unemployment checks and all these type of things. I'm going to tell people in Jamaica, we're coming. We're coming. All I have to do, if I find one serious Jamaican in your neighborhood, we're going to clean up the whole neighborhood. Ketchup is coming. Let me tell you something. World Ventures Jamaica, they're coming. If you thought Birmingham, Alabama was good, you ain't seen nothing yet. The whole Caribbean, we are coming. So ask Josh, ask Gobi. We're coming. And I'm not saying that to put anybody down. I'm not saying that make anybody feel bad. I'm saying that because I want y'all to come with us. I want y'all to come. We don't want to leave anybody behind. The whole world needs to know that World Ventures is coming. And I'm going to leave y'all with this. It's something, I'm not sure where I got it from. I read a lot of books, I listen to a lot of audios, but it's called Why Do I Succeed? It's something I remind myself all the time. I succeed because I'm willing to do the things that you're not. I'll fight against the odds. I'll sacrifice. I'm not shackled by fear, doubt, or insecurity. I feel those emotions. I drink them up and send them back to the depths of hell where they belong. My goals are bigger than my obstacles. My fear of regret is bigger than my fear of failure. My desire to live a life of significance is greater than my desire to live a life of ease. If I fall, I will get up. If I lose, I will return. I'll never stop trying. I'll never stop getting better. I'll never, ever, 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 ever give up. And that's why I succeed. I'm done.